Hi, and welcome to Winging It, my cooking show. Today we're gonna have a nice little soup. We're gonna be making a beef stew, not beef stew, a lamb stew inside of an InstantPot. So this should be a pretty quick process in order to get it going. But once we get it going, it's gonna have to sit for like 30 minutes. But which time I gotta go on a break. But let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna want to do is brown our lamb. Right now I have my InstantPot on, and it's on the saute function to allow it to preheat while we do this. So I'm going to first grab a paper towel to dry off this lamb steak. And then we're going to cut this up and then season it. We want to cut this into some bite-sized cubes. And enough of them to really get about inside the stew itself. So I'm going to first cut this in half lengthwise. Get a nice couple of small cubes out of this. Then I'm just going to be basically doing kind of a dice, but with meat, like a large dice. So yeah, just quick cuts. Put that to the side. Now this one. Yeah, the reason we want to brown the meat first is because brown meat tastes better than just boiled meat. And that browning process is going to create a fond at the bottom of the pan that we can use to really flavor our stew. So this is just a good idea all around. All right, these are all cut up. Now I'm just going to grab a bowl, not that bowl, smaller bowl. Throw these in. And we're going to hit them with a bunch of salt. Don't be scared to skip on the salt. Some pepper. Some garlic powder. A little bit of onion powder. And some paprika. I'm going to be using regular paprika with these instead of smoked paprika, which I usually use just because I'm not looking for a smoky flavor here. I'm looking for just a regular paprika flavor. If I can find some. Maybe on this side. Ah, there it is. Nope, that's smoked. There she is. Regular paprika. Giving that a nice seasoning, mostly, of that. I'm also going to add. No, I'm not going to add any of that right now. I got all this in here. Now we just mixed around with our hand. Get everything nice and just all together so the meat is all covered. And now let's go over to our InstantPot. I'm going to switch cameras for this part. Let me grab a fork before I do, so that I'm not mucking around with you guys. Don't want to get you dizzy or anything. All right. Droid cam. All right. So we're going over to our InstantPot, which, yeah, we have it on saute right now. And we have about a tablespoon of olive oil in there, the sauteing olive oil. I'm just going to be dropping this in here. Nice little move around. Make sure everything's sitting down on the surface of the metal. And we can come back to this in a few minutes. First, let's get back to our cutting board and cut up some vegetables. Back to me. All right. Gonna have to quickly wash off this because it had lamb on it. Just grabbing a sponge. Nice wash down. And a quick dry. All right. Next, we're gonna chop up. Let's start with our celery and our scallion because these are gonna be the next things to go into that pot once that lamb's all done. Just giving these a nice thin slice so that when we throw that in there, it'll be nice. These are going to be our aromatics that we put at the bottom. That's going to really help flavor the sauce itself. I have a scallion here. Chopping this up, and I'm just going to cut this completely up. I don't need any green tops for this one. So I'm just going to go all the way down the line. There we go. Push that over to that pile of aromatics. I'm also going to grab some garlic and do the same thing with that. So low on garlic. Gotta get put that on my shopping list. The last thing I want to do is run out of garlic. Alright, we got a few pieces of garlic here. I'm just gonna chop off the wood end, give it a nice smash, and quick chop. Move that over. Chop. Smash. Quick chop. The smash means you don't really have to like cut it in half lengthwise. The smashing makes it a lot easier to just do these quick chops. Yeah, see how that gets nice and flattened? It also makes the garlic really release everything inside of it. That's what we want. We want garlic everywhere. Alright. So there's our aromatics. Alright, let's go back over to the InstantPot. Check on that meat. Probably needs to get turned over. We need to get it turned. So back to this camera. Yeah, looking good. Give it a nice stir. Try and get it to only brown is showing at the top. Just realized you couldn't see in the pot. Sorry. Yeah. Love the smell of lamb. Such a unique smell. Back over to the cutting board. Back here. Just go into my pocket. Actually, turn off the ringer as well because we don't want to hear that. All right. Now for some vegetables for this. Obviously, we can't do carrots and potatoes, so we're gonna have to improvise some other things. So I'm gonna be doing a couple mushrooms, just sliced, regular thin slices of this. My camera can keep up. Ever since I did this Windows 11 update, my computer's been lagging on OBS. I have no idea why. Like my CPU's fine, my memory fine. Let me check that. I want to give you guys a good experience. Task manager. Yeah, I'm gonna kill Chrome. I think it's eating too much memory. I think that was the issue. There we go. So we got a pile of nice mushrooms. Gonna take off a side of each of this, one side of this pepper and another red pepper. We're gonna give these a dice and a cut in half. Well, a thin slice and a cut in half. So we get these bite-sized pieces, but not like diced little things. Move that to the side. And finally, to replace our potatoes, we got cauliflower. Just gonna grab a couple of these florets off and put that in the sauce when we get to it. Oh my god, it's still glitchy. Memory's fine, CPU's fine, network's fine, GPU's fine. I don't know why it's not wanting to perform anymore. Oh well. This is what I get for being an early adopter. So I'm going to be grabbing a few of these guys and then quartering them lengthwise. That works. There we go. Put that aside. Like, what is going on? It's so annoying and I apologize so much for it. GPU's not being heavy, the memory's not being heavy. Whatever. We're just going to have to deal with it for now. Alright, so these I'm just going to cut in half because they're smaller. Then ones that are stuck in this big, we're going to quarter. Because we want little bite-sized pieces of these. Like I said, these are replacing that potatoes. Alright. I'm going to move this cutting board to over where we keep the InstantPot. And I'm also going to be way too bright. I'm also going to be pulling out the meat that's currently in there, the sauteing lamb. We don't want it to fully cook through because we want it to cook during the actual process. So I'm going to be pulling this out right now. I can show you what it looks like. So yeah, you can see the meat right there. It's nice and brown. And that's going to be going back in the pot once we are done getting the sauce ready by putting all these vegetables in here. Taking on my phone so you can see this. Switch over. All right. So I'm first going to be adding these aromatics. And you can see all that beautiful fond at the bottom from right here too. Need some seasoning, so we're going to put in some salt. And some pepper. And that should be good for right now. Give this a nice little mix around. Try to scrape up all that fond from the bottom. Make sure it gets onto the aromatic. We're waiting until we get a nice smell coming from this. It shouldn't take more than a minute. That's why you call it the aromatics. Adds the aroma. Yeah, and then all this good fond makes good soup. That smells good. So next I'm going to be adding mushrooms for a quick little toasting in there. Just give that a quick stir around. We only want that to be in there for a little bit just so it can just start to get cooked. Actually, we don't want these cooked We're throwing all of our vegetables in right now. And the cauliflower. Give everything a nice mix too. Next, we're going to be adding a couple more little pieces in there. Reseason with some more salt and pepper. And now I'm going to be adding some beef bone broth. Because they don't make lamb bone broth. At least not in the places I've ever seen. Forgot to shake this. We want just enough to start to cover our vegetables. That should be good. Alright, I'm going to mix everything around, then taste the broth, and then season accordingly. So mixing it around. Let's give this a taste. Yeah, it's missing a lot right now. It definitely needs more salt. Soups need salt. Just one of those things. Some pepper. We're gonna put some. We're gonna put all the seasonings that we put into our meat with. And I'm also gonna be adding a little bit of apple cider vinegar for a little bit of an extra oomph. Gonna start with that. And then our garlic powder. Not afraid of using a little extra garlic powder. Onion powder, I am afraid of using a little extra of this because this thing can overpower. And our regular paprika. Let's give that a mix. That tastes good. I think that's exactly where we want it to be. Next, I'm going to be taking our meat, adding that in. That vinegar really does make a big difference in the flavor. Try to get that all mixed in there. Anything else I want to add? Oh yeah, I want to add some fresh basil too. So let's go back to regular camera. Let's chop up some basil. Move this aside. I just chopped off, pruned some fresh basil from my little herb garden right there. So I get some nice sweet basil here. We gotta just take a few of these leaves, roll them up, and I slice in half, and quickly slice this way. We want this nice and minced. There we go. I'm just gonna throw these in the pot. Give everything a nice mix. That fresh basil tastes good in here. Alright. Now I'm gonna close this. And there's a stew button on this InstantPot, so I'm just gonna press that. You gotta turn off saute, go to stew. And so we're gonna have 35 minutes. In 35 minutes, we'll have stew. And when I get to that point, well, I'll come back and we can finish this recipe. So I'll see you all in 35 minutes. And we're back. InstantPot just went off, so let's just quickly release the steam. And we can get to our final step, which is going to be thickening the stew. Once this is done, you're going to see it's going to look more like soup to stew. And that's where this comes into play. Xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is a thickening agent and it's keto friendly. Versus, regular thickening agents like flour. It's definitely not keto friendly. My camera ready? Switch to it right now because it's about to pop. Actually, let me open this xanthan gum first so I'm not struggling with one hand to open that. Now let's get it going. Almost done. Smells really good. The best part. There we go. Good looking there. See, we got a nice looking soup going on, but it's definitely a soup. Let's give this a taste, see if it needs any extra seasoning in the sauce before we start thickening. A little extra salt. That's why you taste when you go along. You want your best meal possible. Mix that up again. Another taste. Yeah, that's a lot better. All right. And for the xanthan gum, we're gonna want to use what would be considered a good amount. So right now I've got a full pinch of this. I'm gonna add another pinch. Then take our fork, mix that around. But just try and thicken this up. Smells so good. Now the cauliflower itself is going to actually help thicken a little. But the xanthans are really going to be the star of the show for making this stew instead of soup. Let's test this on the back of a spoon. This should, not enough yet. Let's add a little more xanthan. We're trying to get it so that it coats the back of the spoon. See that cauliflower all broke up? If you want, you can cook your cauliflower separately and then add it in afterwards so it doesn't break up like that. But I actually like it broken up in there. That's the level we want. Alright. Let's plate this. And by plate, I mean bowl this. So we've got a nice angle for you to see. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Here we go. Now I can see too. Just gonna take this, bring it to this bowl. Fill her up. There we go. You can see that meat has become nice and tender, falls apart. I'm gonna take a quick picture of this, and then we're gonna eat. Give it a taste test. So I need this camera back for that. I want to turn the InstantPot. Let's see if I can get this with my hand out. Way and some of the meats on top. There we go. That's a good picture. Actually, no, it's not. It's plants in the way. See if I can move that out of the way. It's all about that gram, ain't it? Stay. Back. Let's try this again. Lift it up. Get the hand out of there. Shut my bathroom door so you don't see in the bathroom in the picture. My laundry basket out of there. First time I've ever taken a picture from this angle, so. Get back. Stay there. Stay. Stay. Sauce there. I think it was in that one. I think that last one was a good one. Yeah, the last one was a good one. All right. Let's try this out. Over here. Nice stir. Let's get a piece of meat on there. Some of the vegetable. Mm. Oh, it's so tender. It's so tender and good. Mm. Yeah, the cauliflower, definitely good substitute for the potato. Mushrooms nice and cooked. Red peppers look good. Very good. This is very hearty too. This will fill you up, and it's mostly liquid. So that's gonna do it for today, though. Thank you for watching. Have a good night, and keep eating good.